Hello everyone, myself Jaya Agarwal, Assistant Professor Political Science from SPCGC Ajmer. Today we are going to study about the behavioralism, one of the most important approaches in our discipline, political science. First, we will study the development of behavioral revolution. Behavioralism is one of the most important development in political science in the 20th century. It is also considered a new and modern approach to the study of political science, though the term behavioralism was frequently used by the Americans in the First Great War and afterward. Yet its systematic approach started when an American journalist, Frank Kent, wrote a book under the title Political Behavior in 1928. However, Kent confined the use of this term only to news correspondents who should report the things which actually happen and the way they are supposed to happen. However, Herbert Tingston wrote a book in 1937 under the title Political Behavior Studies in Election Statistics. It goes to the credit of Tingston that he widely used it in political science. However, the utility of studying the political behavior had started in USA in the beginning of 20th century when Graham Walsh and A.F. Bentley advocated strongly on the study of actual phenomena of politics in 1908. Graham Walsh holds that politics without the study of psychology of the individual is meaningless because behavior plays an important role in political phenomena. Therefore, Bentley advocated the significance of the role of the groups. In other words, he advocated the study of the individual as a member of the groups. He advocated his ideas through various conferences of political science held in 1923, 1924 and 1925. In his presidential address to the American Political Science Association in 1925, Mr. Merriam said, "Someday we may take another angle of approach than the formal as other sciences do, and begin to look at political behavioral as one of the essential objects of inquiry." During the next decade, under Merriam's leadership of the Political Science Department of Chicago University, some professors of the political science like Harold Laswell or graduates like David Truman, Herbert Simon and Gabriel Amon began to emphasize strongly the behavioral approach to political science. At the Cornell University, also G.E.C. Catlin was also advocating similar views. During the Second World War, the trend was checked. However, after it behavioral revolution entered the field of political science. After the Second World War, the political scientists came under the influence of important sociologists like Mosca, Max Weber, Talcott Parsons and Robert Merton, etc. They realized the urgent need to resolve the social problems created by the World War II. This could not be done without studying the behavior of the persons concerned with the problems. This provided the ideal climate for political behavioralism to develop. Besides that, many scholars like Harold D. Laswell, David Easton, Gabriel Amon, David Truman, Powell, Herbert Simon, Harold G. Gosnell, etc. joined hands to give a fillip to this movement because they were fully dissatisfied with the achievements of conventional political science. They produced many laudable research works on the subject. Not only that, but the various committees set up the American Political Science Association on Political Behavior and Comparative Politics did a commendable work in bringing behavioral revolution. This helped the political behavioralism to flourish in no time. The period of about 20 years after the end of the Second World War witnessed the rapid growth of behavioral revolution in politics. Nowadays, It has become so important that without it, the study of different political problems confronting the various nations is considered incomplete. Therefore, now the political problems are to be studied in depth from a new angle. Now we will study the meaning and definition of behaviorism. The behavioral approach was in fact a protest movement within political science because American political scientists were thoroughly dissatisfied with the achievements of the traditional study of political science, particularly through historical, philosophical, and descriptive institutional approaches. The American political scientists believed that these approaches totally neglected the political phenomena. In their view, the abstract study of political institutions such as the state and government was not adequate. They held the opinion that additional methods could be developed which may yield better results. Therefore, they advocated the careful study of political phenomena, and for that purpose, they advocated the behavioral method. In simple words, behavioralism emphasizes scientific, objective, and value free study of political phenomena as conditioned by the environment, particularly the behavior of the individuals involved in that phenomena. According to Heinz Ulau, modern behavioral science is eminently concerned not only with the acts of man but also with his cognitive, effective, and evaluative process. Behavior in political field refers not simply to directly or indirectly observable political action but also to those perceptual, motivational, and attitudinal components of behavior which make for man's political identification, demands, and his system of political benefits, values, and goals. Behavioral approach, according to Dahel, is an attempt to improve our understanding of points by seeking to explain the empirical aspects of political life by means of methods, theories, and criteria of proof that are acceptable according to canons and assumptions and of modern political science. In that sense, behavioral approach, as the writer has recently observed, is distinguished predominantly by the nature of the purpose it is designed to serve. The purpose is scientific. A seminar on political behavior was held in USA in 1951. David Truman emphasized in it two basic requirements: primary emphasis on empirical methods and that research must be systematic. The views of Truman have been shared by the Committee on Political Behavior, which says roughly defined the term political behavior comprehends those actions and interactions of men and groups which are involved in the process of governing. It is rather an orientation, a point of view which aims at understanding all the phenomena of government in terms of the observed and observable behavior of man. The ultimate goal of the student of political behavior is the development of a science of the political process. According to Dr. S.P. Verma, behavioralism could be interpreted as a renewed and reinforced effort to take the science and political science seriously on the lines of the physical and biological sciences and in line with new developments in the fields of psychology and other social sciences. Therefore, after studying all the above definitions, we can say that behavioralism does not mean any new branch of knowledge. Rather, it is a new technique, a new approach with a new focus in view for the study of political science. It attempts to change both the contents and methods of studying political science. Now we will read out or we will understand the difference between behaviorism and behavioralism. Minor difference is there between the minor, but we cannot say this is minor. It is a major difference between both of them. So let's understand that it is, however, very necessary to distinguish behaviorism from behavioralism. Behaviorism has limited meaning, a narrow approach It refers to the response of an organism as aroused by some stimulus. It does not consider the part played by the feelings, ideas, fascinations, prejudices, which determine the response of that individual. Behavioralism, on the other hand, does take into consideration the role of the feelings, ideas, fascinations, prejudices, etc. also. David Easton has made remarkable distinction between behavioralism and behaviorism through a through an example which is adopted by the behaviorists. According to him, was SR, stimulus response. The behavioralists have improved upon it by making it as SOR, stimulus organism response. Suppose a man is fast asleep. He is suddenly awakened by means of a prick. The prick is here stimulus. So the act of picking up and waking a person is due to the behavior of a particular person, but the person who is pricked and startled in his sleep has his feeling, instincts, likes and dislikes. He would not like to be pricked, so he feels angry and starts abusing the pricker. It is his action under such conscious circumstances that refers to behavioralism. It is his conscious behavior that it generally termed as behavioralism. We are here concerned with behavioralism and not behaviorism. So that's all for today from my side. Thank you very much.